What up, YouTube? This your boy James, and this weekend coming up is my favorite time of year. You know what I'm saying? It's the NBA playoffs. You know, things get down and dirty in the NBA. We got a lot of good matchups, a lot of first round matchups that's good this year. Uh, we got some matchups on this list that I think can be some really um, good upsets in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But this is my favorite time of the year. When this time roll around, I'm all engaged in basketball. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be watching the games all weekend. You know what I'm saying? But what I wanted to do here right now is just give my thoughts of what's gonna happen in the playoffs. Um, I want to give my predictions of what's gonna happen. We got a lot of good stuff going on here. A lot of surprises this year. Um, we got some phenomenal, um, phenomenal matchup in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. The Western Conference look like it's harder, to advance out of the first round, than the East, you know. But in the East, Miami, I hate them, but they above everybody else in the East. I don't like LeBron James. I'll get into that in a minute, but I'm going to start with the Western Conference. We're going to start with the 1-8 matchup. We got James Harden, Jeremy Lin, and the Houston Rockets um, going up against Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka um, in the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, this matchup is going to be fun, because Houston Rockets, they have not been playing it well lately. I recall they just lost to the Los Angeles Lakers the other day. But um, realistically, anybody who watch basketball, who actually think that the Houston Rockets go win this series? I think it'll go maybe 6 games. I think the Thunder will take this in 6 games. All depends on Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. Now, Russell Westbrook has to get Kevin Durant the ball because James Harden can flat out score the ball, and along with Jeremy Lin. And I think Russell Westbrook has to limit his shots. He take a lot of shots, and Kevin Durant has to get them home in this series. So I'm picking the Thunder. I still got Kendrick Perkins, Serge Ibaka, Kevin Martin. The bench looks good. Scott Brooks knows what he's doing in here. So I got the Thunder taking out Houston in in 6 games. I'll give them 6 games for that matchup. Now Houston is a I like this series because it tells the story of James Harden leaving to go to Houston and going back to face his old buddies in Oklahoma City. So it's gonna be fun to see. It's gonna be fun to see the Rockets play the Thunder because there's so many stories in this one, and it's shaping up to be a good series. It could go 7 though. It could go 7. I think that if Houston can go down back to Houston for I think Game 3, steal one, and steal the other one in Game 4. I think we can have a good series here. But I'm still picking the Oklahoma City Thunder in 6 games. I think it's going 6. Now, let's get to the game that I want to talk about. And that's your Los Angeles Lakers, the 2-7 matchup versus the San Antonio Spurs. If I don't have enough time to do the East, I'm going to make a separate video on the East. So that's what I do because I might have enough room to fit all this. Or I'll do it by conferences. The Spurs Lakers. I am a diehard Lakers fan. But I have to be completely honest about this. What realistically chance do you think the Lakers have to beat San Antonio without Kobe Bryant? Because sooner or later, Ginobili, Parker, Tiago Splitter, what's his name, Matt Bonner, they gonna start knocking down threes. And the Lakers, Mike D'Antoni has to go inside in this series. No question about it. Mike D'Antoni has to get the White Howard and Pau Gasol involved in the middle. You know, questionable about Steve Nash. He hurt. Blake has been doing a good job. Middle world peace. He can shoot the three, but we going to need Kobe Bryant. We're gonna need Kobe to beat the Spurs, man, cause the Lakers been playing good. The Spurs been kind of struggling lately. I think they should have had the #1 seed in the Western Conference, but it's kind of tough because the Lakers don't have Kobe. But I will give him a pass. I'm going for the upset here. I think that the Lakers will take the Spurs out in 6 games. And it all depends on the White Howard. The White Howard has to be more assertive in this series, or the Lakers don't have a chance. This is the matchup, the 3-6 matchup. The Denver Nuggets versus the Golden State Warriors. That's going to be an up and down pace. George Karl like to get up and down the court. Ty Lawson, Andre Miller, Andre Iguodala, and them boys going up against Steph Curry. Mark Jackson is going to be making his playoff coaching debut in this one. I don't know too much about Golden State because I didn't follow them that much in the regular season. So, if I had to pick one, I think that the Denver Nuggets will probably win in maybe 5 games. Now, the Clippers and Grizzlies, that's going to be an awesome matchup. The 4-5 matchup in the East Western Conference. You got Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, Jamal Crawford, all them boys. That run and gun style. Chris Paul. Against the Grizzlies, got Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol, Mike Conley, them. The Clippers, they gonna get this series. I think this series can go 7 games. Yeah, that series can definitely go 7 games. Cause I don't think that I think the Grizzlies ain't gonna be able to score enough points to hang with the Clippers. Cause they traded Rudy Gay away to Toronto. So who else are you gonna have to close in this matchup? So I'm going with the Clippers in 7 games. I think it's gonna be a phenomenal series. And I'll come back and do the Eastern Conference. You know, we don't have enough time to do it on this one, but you're gonna see some phenomenal playoffs, and hope y'all ready for some good NBA playoffs. Peace.